Liverpool have just lost to Manchester City at home for the first time in my life. And not only did we lose, we got absolutely friggin' spanked. And at fault today was a goalkeeper. A goalkeeper who, for the past 2.5 years, has performed very well for us. So I mean, he had an absolute shocker today. I went on about David De Gea last night and Robin Olsen. Oh God, this was worse than both of them put together. I I don't want to throw him under the bus that much because I mean, it's not like with Adrian where it's happening in consistent games. This hopefully is just a one-off. And I mean, fair play to City. They played well, got better as the game went on. Liverpool in the second half, just crap, really. You can't solely throw Alisson under the bus here because although Liverpool played very well in the first half, didn't score. I mean, I can take that. But the second half, they came out, and from the first minute, it was just crap. We created. We didn't even. I can't even think of a chance we created in the second half. We got lucky that we got a penalty, and by the way, barely a penalty. Ruben Diaz has tugged on Mo Salah's shoulder, and Mo Salah's done that thing where he looks like he's surrendering to the police. I'm not sure people do that when they surrender, do they? But you still, like, yeah, it was a good penalty, and just with 13 points pretty much behind City now, like, well, with 10, but they've got a game in hand, and the way they're playing, they're not going to lose to anyone in the league, are they? And, well, I suppose I better talk you through the City goals. Well, we'll start off with the penalty miss from Ilkay Gundogan. It was a good play from Raheem Sterling. He ran past Trent with ease, and Fabinho it just like sort of left a leg, and Sterling used it and got the penalty, which is fair enough. It silly from Fabinho. And it was a poor penalty from Gundogan. It went a full yard over the bar. But Gundogan made up for it by being in the right place at the right time twice in the second half. The first time, oh God, I could barely see the goals through tears strolling down my eyes, running down my eyes. Sorry, not that I was crying, I promise. The first one was it was a shot. It was a cross. Bernardo Silva's sort of tried to sweep it into the back of the net. Alisson saved it, but I mean he could have held on to it or at least pushed it to the side. But he pushed it straight into the foot of Gundogan, who smashed it into the roof of the net. And the second one, oh boy, Alisson was fanning about on the ball, and he has just about played it to Fabinho. He got away with it. City were pressurising him, and then about 10 seconds later, the ball comes back to him. He's got all the time in the world, and he just plays it straight to Phil Foden. Phil Foden takes it round Jordan Henderson. Henderson couldn't really do much because, I mean, Phil Foden was going to go down at the slightest of contact. And he's just squared it to Gundogan, and Gundogan's put it in the roof of the net. And then the third one, here we go again. Mamma mia. And he he's just playing it with Fabinho, and it's been played back to him once again. Just hoof it away if you're not confident enough. No, plays it straight into Gabriel Jesus, who in turn just plays it to Bernardo Silva, who chips it over Alisson, and Sterling's there from about half a centimetre out to head it in. And the fourth one, we've got, what was the fourth one? Oh yeah, Bernardo Silva, no, Phil Foden's on the right-hand side. He's cut inside, gone past Robertson, and just absolutely whacked it. Now, the ball is about here where my hands are. And Alisson's sort of on his knees. Not on his knees like he's sort of positioned himself to try and stop it from going through his legs. And it's like he's got a hole in his gloves. Like it's like flappy hands, sort of, like the ball's gone at him and it's just gone straight through his fingers. It was a hard shot, to be fair, but I mean, I wouldn't call it a mistake by Alisson, but I mean, on another day you'd think he'd save it, but I mean, the space the first and last goals weren't his fault that much, really. But the second and third, Jesus Christ. And I mean, I say Liverpool played well in the first half. There were only it was just possession, really. And Sadio Mane had a decent chance from a header. He's usually very good with his head. Today he headed it just wide. You'd think you'd normally do a bit better, you'd hope. And yeah, I mean, welcome to my therapy session, kids. Feels like I'm doing this a lot lately. I mean, it's now 3 losses at home in a row for Liverpool. And this was our first goal at Anfield since blooming the day after Boxing Day against West Brom. And we've gone 66 games unbeaten, which is a great achievement. I mean, I don't mind losing one game. Losing one game out of 67, that's absolutely fine. But don't go and lose the next 2 straight after it at home. Like, we made a team who looked like they'd be happy with a 0-0 draw or nick a 1-0 win. We've let them take 4. And yes, that is mostly down to one person today, but like I don't think he should be dropped for his next game, because I mean, everyone's allowed an off day, aren't they? Really. And he, for the majority, well, pretty much 98% of the time he's been with Liverpool, he has stopped the curse that Liverpool seem to have with awful goalkeepers. We've had quite a long run. We've had Karius, Mignolet. I'm not going to throw Mignolet onto the bus, actually. Mignolet was good for us at times. We've had Brad Jones, Alexander Donny. Like when Pepe Reina was out, at times those two would play. Who else? Adrian, and Adam Bogdan. Like, we've had loads, and we have got a good one, thankfully. But I mean, he's just had an off day, hasn't he? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.